So I was just scrolling X and I found this account user who has a Japanese name, and then I was just like thinking about Japan, like the lifestyle they have there, like they have all this fire sale thing. They had just like the housewives just go buy a lot of food and they just sometimes they can't eat them all and they just got wasted. And I was just like thinking, well, if like like the food price is not that cheap, and considering their like wages, and I was thinking like if a country like Japan has this much food to like this redundant all this redundant food that just got wasted, what is it even possible like to just have all those things shared, or maybe like transport to places that people there is going to need there more. So I was just thinking about that, and I was started to do researches. So just look at this map, just look at this planet, this Earth. Okay, see, all these green areas are places we can plant food. Like Russia is a big place, but like they have so little people, and it's just like they can export so much food, and even China can export so much food. But if you look at it, it's all gray. It's almost like there's no grassland there. So we can imagine just like if we have all these places to plant food so maybe we can have sufficient food for everybody. And I was just thinking about that, and I just did a little bit of research on ChatGPT. Yeah, I use ChatGPT, and so so I just asked the total agriculture production from 2024, and I asked the ChatGPT to calculate the minimum amount of nutrition they're going to need for each body, for each person. Here's what it says: like, well, a person average a day needs like 3,000 calories per day, right? And that's just like a maximum you can have is 3,000 average person. Okay, but well, but if you lower the standard to the minimum amount, like the minimum amount is like 1,630. I think this is probably what they provide in North Korea, but we can maybe increase the standard a bit is to 2,100 calories per person per day. And with this amount of calories per day, we can provide for 11.57 billion of people each year. So think about it. So what hunger is not that a hard problem to solve. At least you can just increase the livelihood of those people in North Korea, right? Okay, so that's why we need a world government. And because we are forming a world government, the language barriers cannot be very vaguely. So for some reason, there's this thing called world language. It's just called world language. It's Esperanto. It's called Esperanto. Okay. And for some reason, it was created in 1997. A genius created it, so we already have it. And according to ChatGPT, it's a language that is very easy to be picked up, so it's very easy to learn. So there's that. So this is the reason that ChatGPT gave why there are still people who are hungry, and like people in Africa still kids dying from hunger. One reason is that the poverty, conflicts, and the restriction on trading Yeah, right. That's why we need the world government. And waste of food, uh, different usages, and there's like of course there's the nutrition problem. So for example, if you're in Africa, there's definitely an issue to where's Africa? Okay, so here's Africa. There's definitely an issue to transport food because like there's basically no rivers. You can only do airplane transportation. Well, if you dating back to World War II, when America was supplying its allies, they were able to, the Western Germany, they were able to ship food through with airplanes. So I think it's like each airplane can only land on the airport for 5 minutes to unload the food, and it has to take off, and then another plane will come and unload the food. And with the help of that, people in West Germany were able to have a lot of food to eat. But of course, if you're thinking about that, to do that for the entire world for a very long period of time, you will have to consider climate change. So people like Jeff Bezos, they have to just have to dismantle their cruises. It's like it's nothing personal. It's just like it's just very not personal. They just have to dismantle their very expensive and oil consuming cruises. All right, okay, and of course, we also need people to do all this work, because if everybody has enough food to eat, then they just might stop working. So that's why I'm thinking about building a camp for each person, right? Okay, just hear me out. Okay, so the communism way of controlling people is very strict, but also very interesting one. So first of all, we will have people who live in the camp and to do all this work, to study and to build for a better world. But like, you might probably be thinking, well, if I'm already in the camp, how am I supposed to even know how to build a better world? Like how do I know if I'm not getting fucked? Well, you're not in the camp yet, dumbass. Just start working now, and like the information is free now. Just start to think about it now. Of course, in order to fulfill my utopia world government plan, we will have to just distribute food equally, but like we will also have to give better life qualities for people who are smarter and does job better. With that logic, a lot of people, a lot of losers will not get anything, will not get any food. Yeah, I know, right? Those fucking, they're just like handicapped, like mentally handicapped. They don't have empathy, so they just do all those corruption stuff. Those losers, they're just like they just don't have anything, and we don't need that much of that kind of losers. So a lot of people are going to die. Yeah. Even though you're in the camp, you still have to still have to think about not getting fucked, if that's the way I'm the correct way of putting it. because like their way of like the communist way of educating people is a very interesting one. It's like very interesting and evil one. So I guess you will just have to watch out for yourself, and maybe watch out for people around you. Yeah, by the way, so ideally the camp is gonna be like, if you live in the camp, the camp is your house, and you cannot move outside the house for like I think 15 meters. So you have to keep your house around clean. And don't even ask me about how you're gonna get any interactions. Well, I guess you can only do that while you're working. While you're working at home, you have to think about how to make this world a better place, because a lot of things now here are very redundant. Missiles, like weapons. Just think about it. You need weapons. You need the like missiles to destroy each other, because like they have a different religion. Because like people in Middle East believe or your wives in the Houthis, or people in Africa, they just like love music too much. I don't know. Just for these reasons, you just have to build all those missiles, all those nuclear weapons. Just think about it. Even nuclear weapons are not that necessary. Think about if aliens came to Earth and they want to terminate, you're gonna use nuclear weapons to against them. Is that even possible? Elon Musk can't even go to Mars yet. Do you think nuclear weapons gonna work on them? And think about it. Who's your real enemies? People who want their wives to be in Houthis, or aliens who might actually terminate you? Just think about it. Well, that's all I have to say, I guess. Oh wait, yeah, one more thing. If this doesn't happen, I will actually ask President Xi Jinping to nuke Washington D.C. before attacking Taiwan, and then I will ask him to attack Taiwan then. So good luck then.